Your boy Dutch the Damon, and you now watching Damon Time with Dutch. On today's episode of Prison Stories Uncut, we over East Baltimore in them real trenches. But before I hop off in the storytelling mode, I want to send a big shout out to the brother, Xavier Gray. This brother sent his hard-earned money in, blessed the channel through Cash App. Can't appreciate you enough, brother, Xavier Gray. This brother don't just watch the channel, he support the channel. Can't thank you enough, pimp. Now that we got that out the way, let's get it. So Mikey go back to his cell a little bit worried. Like, damn, I done called the house 100 times, get no answer. See, he knew she was supposed to take care of the lawyer today. So he lay back on his bunk. He pressed his bunk. Start thinking about Cat-Eye Chris, like, damn, yo, what the fuck happened? He trying to put it together. He trying to figure out why somebody would do that to Chris. But as far as he knew, Cat-Eye Chris really wasn't involved in nothing. So while he laid back processing all this in his mind, a correctional officer come on his head and come straight to his cell, stand in front of his cell, and ask him, "You Michael Braxton?" He leaned up on the bunk like, "Yeah, that's me." The CO tell him, "Follow me." They take him to a little room. When he get in there, it's a white detective and a black female detective. As soon as he sit down on the other side of the table, the black female detective slide a folder over across the table in front of him. He look at the folder like, she like, open it up. Suspicious. He opened the folder. It's a picture of Chris laid out on the bed, eyes wide open with a steak knife in the middle of his chest. Seeing that shit made Mikey like look away. They tell him turn the page. They had the pictures like in a plastic. The next picture was Cat-Eye Chris' baby mother laid out on the floor with her throat sliced. He looking at the picture, shaking his head like, he look up at the lady, he like, "Man, I ain't had nothing to do with this. Chris, one of my best friends." She just looked at him with that cold stare and told him turn the next page. So when he turned the next page, the next picture was a nigga he never seen. Dark-skinned nigga with dreads. So they asking him, who is dude? He honest and sincerely telling them, "I don't know this dude." They saying it was his prints they lifted up off the steak knife in various places in the house, such as the back door knob. He left a bloody fingerprint on the back door knob. So the detectives tell Mikey they know he didn't do it. His story checked out. But if he knew anything, he needed to help him. He swore them up and down he ain't know nothing. So that's when the female detective leaned up in her seat and asked him, "Did you know Christopher Gates was scheduled to testify against members of the Good Brothers criminal organization?" That took Mikey way out in left field. He like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, he was our star witness. We've been trying to locate the suspect." She let him know, "You will be released as soon as they finish doing the paperwork." But while she was explaining that to him, a correctional officer came in the interrogation room and let the detectives know when they was finished with him, he was needed down at the chaplain's office. Never been in jail before, hearing that, he didn't even get alarmed. Just a little suspicious. But if you ever did time, you know when they tell you they need you down the chaplain's office, that means somebody done died. But anyway, when the detectives was finished talking to him, they took the folder and left out the room, leaving him in there. About 15 minutes later, a transportation officer came and got him and escorted him to the chaplain. When he got on the phone, it was his mother, crying and sobbing. So his antennas went up. He like, "Man, what's wrong?" She tell him to stay calm and know that her and the rest of the family love him. So Mikey like, "Mike, what's going on?" She tell Mikey like, "Kamika gone." "Somebody, what you mean gone?" She like, "Somebody came in the house trying to rob them. In some type of way, the police end up killing Kamika." Mikey lost it. He yelled in the phone, "What? No!" He threw the phone down, just get the zapping out in the chaplain's office, knocking shit around, going off. COs had to run in there and dive on him, tag him down. Took him, put him in the butt naked room on suicide watch. Now, as for the other twin, Jamaica, while at the hospital, she was taken in for questioning. What she didn't know was that the officers found a piece of paper in the deceased robber's pocket, Bino. And on that piece of paper, Bino, not being the sharpest knife in the drawer, had wrote down everything Jamaica had told him. The landscape of the house, detailed down to exactly where Kamika was keeping her money. And the house phone record showed that a little bit before the crime took place, the robber was actually calling the house. Then when they found out Bino and Jamaica used to date from an old visiting list from when he was over the city jail a few years ago. Jamaica was coming up there to see him. She was on his visiting list. So the detectives knew them two had some type of dealings. And this further explains why when the police ran up in the house, they saw Kamika pointing a gun at Jamaica. So they telling her they know she set it up. She ends up folding under pressure, break down crying, and admitting to it, but telling the detectives she never meant for none of that to happen. They was just trying to get the money. She ain't had nothing to do with dude killing Bino. But the detectives tell her she was being charged with the murder and conspiracy, because if she would have never set it up, people wouldn't have lost their lives as well as her sister. So she would be charged with that as well, the murder of her own twin, because her actions caused the officer to take her sister's life. Oh, they read her rights and broke her charges down to her. She just sat there crying, trying to explain herself away from the crime. That shit was falling on deaf ears until she blurted out, "But what if I know about a drug kingpin who is controlling a lot of shit in the city?" That's when the detectives looked up at her. When she saw that they was interested, she started laying it on thick. He controlling everything. He's selling bricks. I can give them to y'all. So the detectives sit down back in their seats. And the white detective tell her, if it's substantial and it really leads to an arrest, I'm pretty sure the state's attorney might want to work something out. So Jamaica can I get that in writing? So right then and there, the detective start writing up a piece of paper saying basically, if she gives information leading to a major arrest that will help lower the crime rate in the city, then them as well as the state's attorney office will consider a deal. They slid the paper over to her. She grabbed the pen, signed the bottom of the paper. The detective grabbed the tape recorder, pressed play, and asked her, "Do you know anything about any crimes being committed that you want to talk to us about?" And looking directly at the tape recorder, Jamaica cleared her throat. Was like, "Yes, I do. I have information on a dangerous drug kingpin in Baltimore City. He goes by the name of Fat Sammy. Be on the lookout for the Fat Sammy story coming soon. Y'all be sure to like, comment, share my video, and support the channel." What it is, it's your boy Dutch the Damon, and you now watching Damon Time with Dutch on today.